Welcome to First Influencers channel and page where we talk to you about the latest in the world of sports and bring you the latest sports personalities. Today, this is a New Year's Eve special edition, and we're honored to have a fine gentleman and ex-Nigerian international, a good footballer in the house. I'll let him introduce himself. Sir, please can you introduce yourself?
Well, good morning. It's my pleasure to be here. And my name is Mutiu Adepoju. People call me Headmaster. I'm ex-Super Eagles player and La Liga ambassador.
It's really a great pleasure because I know you've been a very busy man. It's not easy, uh, getting hold of you to do this interview. So let's just dive right into it. How do you start, uh, football? How do you start football?
How did I start playing football?
Yes, please.
You mean? Okay.
Yes. How
Well,
did you
I
start?
started
Yeah, into football. How did you start it? Yes.
Yeah, I started when I was very, very young in the primary school, as a kid playing football in the street. And when you get into the primary school, you started playing and all that. And then started just like that. I went to Staff School. That's Core Research Institute of Nigeria. That's in the outskirts of Ibadan on the
Okay. Okay.
road to Ijebu Ode. That was
Yes.
where I was born
Okay.
because my dad worked in that institute, Cocoa
Okay.
Research Institute of Nigeria, and we lived at the quarters. So we were just uh, I mean, Crane was just like another community entirely in
Yeah.
which we know ourselves and all that. I started with the likes of the Meji Lawal
Wow.
some other
Wow.
players,
Those are
and
players. Yes.
we started playing there in
Mm,
primary school. Then when I got to the secondary school too, I started playing. I went to Prospect High School, Abala.
okay. Okay. That's really good. So all
Hear
these
me?
places are of course
Yeah,
in Ibadan. Like Ibadan is in Nigeria for our
all
viewers
in
that don't
Ibadan. Yeah,
know Ibadan is in Oyo State
yeah.
in
Oyo
Nigeria,
State.
West
Yeah, that's
Africa.
the capital of Oyo State. Yeah. So
Yes.
I started playing in Crane Cocoa Research. We formed a youth team, which is
Okay.
junior. Youth team. That just
Okay.
like that. After why we were playing on the streets for so long and all that. So because Crane has a football club that plays in the
Okay.
Ibadan Football Association League. That's IFA League, and they formed a youth team in
Okay.
which they brought us in, and all of us that were living in Crane then we were playing there, and later I was promoted into the senior team. Then all those period, Crane used to have a annual inter house football tournament
Okay.
in which Crane Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, they deal in research of cocoa,
Yes.
cashew, coffee,
Yes.
cola, and all those things. And
Yes.
they just form four houses, four football team.
Okay.
You are in cola, in cocoa,
Cool.
cashew, and coffee.
Okay.
And we used to play tournaments within each other, and very, very colorful and all that. And that was how we just started playing.
Oh
And
wow.
we,
Wow.
the junior players, too, we were distributed into different houses, and we used to play like that. And that was how we just started growing up.
Wow.
And
Wow.
from there, I was moved into the senior team, and I started playing in the FA League at a very, very young age when I was in secondary school.
Wow. Wow. That's
Uh, I played for my secondary school, and after the school, I represented Oyo State in the
okay. Okay.
National Sports Festival. That was in
Okay.
1985, Quara 85. and
Okay.
that was how everything just started. I started moving out, and I
That
thank
is
God. I mean, how it has
wow.
ended and all that, and how it's been.
That is a rich. What you just said, just like five 5 minutes. It's a rich history as a that people should learn from. I'm sure
Yeah.
when you mentioned cream, people will be like they're lost. But when you now said okay, it's a Cocoa Institute back then
Yeah,
on
Cocoa
your
Research
state, so
Institute.
it's now clear. So
Yeah.
that's a very rich one. So playing in the street, then from there got into the start playing for the Cocoa Institute. From there, you now start playing for your state. So did you ever play for teams like maybe ICC of Ibadan, or of those days? Did you have anything like that? Did you play for any clubs like that?
Yes, of course. It didn't stop. I mean, it didn't stop in Crane.
Okay.
After I left, I told you I played the FA League with Crane Football Club.
Yes.
IFA League.
Yes.
That's Ibadan Football Association League,
Oh, okay.
and it's a very known league. Then, I mean, they still
Okay.
play it. I mean, up to today. And
Yes.
if you are from Ibadan and you have not played, I mean, that league, I don't think you are really
Okay.
done.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of
Maybe,
course. Yeah.
yeah. So I played in that league. I mean, later when I finished, I mean, secondary school, you will recall that, I mean, I played for my school too. That's, I mean, Prospect High School, Abala, in
Okay.
the Principal's Cup that, I mean, we used to play then. So
Wow. Yes.
all those
Yes.
things. Then afterwards, I went to Moshu River Basin just to work, I mean, for a while
Okay.
before
Yeah.
entering into the university. And I played
Mm-hmm.
for them too because they used to play River Basin football
Mm-hmm.
competition every year and
Mm-hmm.
all that. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
spent very little time there. Then Nigerian Breweries, I mean, played a little period there. But when I was invited into the Oyo State team, I played the National Sports Festival. We came third, I think. Well, no, we lost in the semi-final. But
Okay.
I was spotted by the national team under 17 then, I mean, coaches then. So, and that was 1985. And in
Hmm.
1986, I was invited into the
That's
national team. But unfortunately, I couldn't make it. But before then, from that National Sports Festival in 1985, somebody spotted me, and that was Chief Ogundoyin. May so rest in peace. He called me to come and play for his club, which was Famous Scorpion then. Now defunct. I mean, the club is no more existing. So I played 2 years
okay.
in that
Okay.
uh, club. I played them in Division Two, Nigerian Division Two League,
Mm-hmm.
2 years
Mm-hmm.
in that club, and um, from there I was invited. I mean, well, I talked to you about the invitation to the under 17,
Yeah.
under 20.
Yes.
Then I was dropped. I was in
Okay.
1986. Then in
Okay.
1987, when Famous Scorpion was disbanded, I joined the Shooting Stars. But
Okay.
before, when I was in Famous Scorpion, uh, I had my this thing, and I played 2 years in the National League. That's and we, I mean, we just, had a little problem and all that. But I mean, afterwards, when the club was, disbanded, I joined the Shooting Stars. And that was, where Shooting
That's
Stars, was in
yeah.
a second division then, and
Okay.
the only year I played for them, we came back to the first division. So I played in Shooting Stars, for 1 year.
Wow. This is, in fact, I'm enjoying because this takes me back, and it's a learning process even for myself. For all those years for you to have played, you've come a long way. As in, it's one thing, for you to remember all those things, all those years, how you were able to climb the ladder up to the Super Eagles. So that was a very rich one. Thank you. I was going to ask you another question about what teams did you play for before you mentioned the Super Eagles, Famous Scorpion. Is it from Famous Scorpion and Super Eagles? Is that where you got called into the national team?
I mean, you mean famous Scorpion Shooting Stars?
Yes, Famous
Yeah,
Scorpion Shooting
yeah,
Stars. Is that where you got called into the from there, or
yeah.
you traveled?
After famous Scorpion, I told you that I joined the Shooting Stars. Shooting
Yes.
Stars were in the first, the second division then. That same year, we got promoted into the uh, first division. That's the Premier of Nigerian League. Then during my period, I told you that I couldn't make it in the under 17
Yes.
national team when I was in Famous Scorpion, and then I was dropped.
Yes.
But when I joined Shooting Stars, the under 20, the Coach Tunde Disu, that dropped me in the under
Hmm.
17, was the one
Tunde
that
Disu.
invited me back
Hmm.
into the under 20 in 1988 when I was in Shooting Stars. I was playing very well then, and I was scoring so many goals for Shooting Stars.
Hmm.
Actually, I was the highest goal scorer to take the
Wow.
Shooting Stars
Wow.
back to the
Wow.
first division
Wow.
then.
Wow.
And he was the one that invited me back into the under 20 because the under 20 they were in Ibadan. It was camped in the Liberty Stadium in Ibadan, and
Okay.
we were playing our league at the Liberty Stadium
Okay.
when I was in Shooting Stars. So he could see what I was doing and all that, and he invited me back into the under 20
See.
in
Okay.
1988, and
Yes.
I was playing and all that. We had our qualifiers for the Saudi '89. If you
Hmm.
remember the
Yes.
miracle of the
Saudi.
man,
Yes. Saudi
well,
89.
the World
Yes.
Cup Saudi '89. Yeah, we started the qualifier there in Ibadan, and I was even
Okay.
in six matches. I scored, I think I scored 5 goals
Wow.
uh, to qualify Nigeria for the under 20 World Cup. And that was how we were able to go to the Saudi '89, and you could see what you
Yes.
could remember
Yes.
what
Yes.
happened, the miracle
Yeah.
of the man, and all those
Wow.
things that
Wow.
happened there. So it was from Shooting Stars I was invited into the under 20
Okay.
national team.
Okay, that's good. In fact, I didn't want you to stop. It's so interesting what you are, all the things that you're saying. They're very interesting. So, how many caps do you have playing for the national team? How did you get? Before you answer that, please, how did you get into the
Get into the Super
senior
Eagles.
national team? Then, how many caps?
Well, after Saudi '89, actually, you knew what happened. We came second. We won bronze.
Yeah.
You could remember what happened in the quarterfinal against Russia, which was the miracle
Mhm.
of the month. After
Yes,
after
yes,
four
yes,
losing
yes,
4-0, we
yes.
came back 4-4,
Everybody
and
remembers that.
yeah.
Yes.
And the semi-final that we played against USA too, I was the one that scored the 2 goals. To win
Yes,
the
yes,
game.
yes.
And when we got into the final, we lost 2-0 to Portugal.
Mhm.
Yeah. After coming back to Nigeria, as time goes on, I was invited. Meanwhile, when we came back from Saudi '89, I signed for Julius Berger. I didn't continue in Shooting Stars. I signed for
Okay,
Julius Berger of Lagos.
okay, okay.
Yeah. And from there, I was invited into the Super Eagles. But as a young player, home-based players, we had professional players that came from abroad. Then the
Yes,
Timesin,
yes.
Yasia, Eguavon,
Maximus.
Keshi, and
Yes,
all
yeah,
those
yeah. Yes.
big players then. And we were
Mhm.
young, but I was training with them. I was in the Super Eagles with them, but I couldn't have my debut during that
Mhm.
period.
Mhm.
But later, I had this call invitation from Real Madrid,
Hmm.
which previously they had seen us. I mean, some of us, I mean, players in the Saudi '89,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
we were recommended to them, and I mean, they came for
mhm,
us.
mhm,
And I went in August 1989 to Spain,
mhm,
signed for Real Madrid second team,
mhm.
and well, I didn't. I mean, pick it up. I mean, immediately, not after some 10 months. Then later, I started playing, and I was invited back in 1990 back to the Super Eagles. So I had my debut in August 1990 against Togo in Lagos in the
Hmm,
Super Eagles, and that was how it's, I mean, all started.
hmm.
I traveled Spain, played for Real Madrid second team, Real Madrid Castilla,
Okay.
and later I was invited back to the Super Eagles in 1990. That was how I
Hmm,
started playing for Super Eagles till I retired in 2002, which was, I
hmm,
mean, I think 12 years that I played in
hmm.
the Super Eagles.
So, it's so nice that you mentioned Spain's second team, because people don't know that, oh, this legend here that we have privilege of talking to have played in, have played in Spain, played for the second team in Barcelona, not just
No, no,
any
no,
team.
not Barcelona. Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
Oh, sorry, Real Madrid. Not just okay, so you guys are rival anyway, Real Madrid and Barcelona. So okay, for the second team of Real Madrid. So it's such a privilege that one can get all this from you. It's to me it's a wonderful thing. And like I said, you didn't I don't know if you mentioned I said how many caps did you play for the national team, for the Nigerian national team?
Well, I mean, in the what was recorded, which I mean, people have been putting out that I mean, maybe I played 47 caps.
Okay,
I don't think. I mean, I know and I believe that I mean it would be more than that.
okay,
I think I mean it should
okay,
be around 58, 60. But I
okay.
mean, what I mean, I've been given is I mean like I mean 47. Well, I mean it's okay. That's what whether was it 47 or 57. I mean, people have been
Yeah,
giving me that I've been
yeah,
seeing people
yeah,
say talking about. But I
yeah.
know it's more than that, and
I
it's okay. And I played them for 12 years. I mean, I started in
that,
1990 and
that's
retired
yeah.
in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And I played three World Cups and
Yeah,
three Nations Cup,
yeah,
three AFCON.
yeah. Yeah. I purposely asked that question because I wanted you to clarify that, because I know that like you said 47, that was what was recorded, but I just needed you to just clarify that aspect, which you have done. Whilst in Spain, when you moved from Nigeria to Spain, how do you get to when it comes to talking, because you are from a English speaking country, that which is
English speaking
Nigeria,
country.
you know,
Yeah.
down to Spain, to Spanish speaking country nation. How do you speak Spanish now? How do you how is it that you were able to, or was your manager, was it an English manager, or how did you cope? I just want
Yeah,
to
my manager then, I mean, speaks English,
oh,
and
okay, okay,
we were communicating in English then.
okay,
But getting to Spain, I mean, I never had any knowledge of Spanish,
yeah,
not even a word. And but
hmm.
when you get to Spain, something that you are interested in. I mean, what all my interest is to, I mean, to play football. So
Hmm.
anything that you have to do to get, I mean, yourself comfortable and
Hmm.
being able to, you have to do it. I didn't go to any school to learn Spanish, and I mean, I didn't have any teacher, but I speak Spanish very
Yeah, okay.
fluently now. In the beginning,
Wow.
it was difficult, yeah, but you know, when you're playing football, football is a global game, and
Yes.
you don't
It's
need
true.
any to know or speak
Yes. What you're doing.
different languages. I
Yes.
mean, then
Hmm.
at
True.
training, yeah, you look at, I mean, what they are doing, the coaches, I mean, they are going to, I mean, give you descriptions and all that, and I mean, you follow. But as time goes on, one started learning, picking, I mean, the words
Hmm.
and all that, learning, and with, I mean, teammates and all that, till, I
Hmm.
mean, when he was getting to 6 months, year, 1 year, then one started speaking it gradually,
Oh,
gradually, until, I mean, you get used to it. So that
yeah.
was just it.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
went to any school or
Yeah.
had any teacher that taught me
Hmm.
Spanish, and I speak it very,
Hmm.
very fluently now.
Hmm. Hmm. That's brilliant. The, give us a few of the people you played with in this Spanish league. Just two or three of them, so that that one can be like, okay, yeah. So because I saw a picture when the ambassadorial, what's it called, role that you picture that you took with some of the players, and I saw some names there, but like, so just want people, some of our listeners or that are watching us now, that that they've not gone or the research that I did, they've not done that. So just give us just few names, maybe four, three, four names like that.
That I played against in the Spanish La Liga.
That you played
That's
against,
what
that you
you.
played with. Yes.
Well, when I was in, I mean, Real Madrid, I played, I mean, with. Well, I was in the junior team, but I mean, trained with them. I don't know if you remember the names like, I mean, Butragueño, Michel,
Okay.
Chendo, Martin
Okay.
Vasquez, Fernando
Okay.
Hierro, and
Okay.
all those, I mean, players.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then uh, in the course of, I mean, so many years that I played in Spanish La Liga, I played against, I mean, so many great players. I mean, well, you know that I played against, I mean, Ronaldo de Lima,
Yes. Yeah. That was.
uh,
Yeah.
uh, Pujol in
Yeah.
Barcelona,
Puyol. Wow. Puyol.
Ursais. I mean,
Yeah.
Ismail Ursais. I don't know if you remember that name. He
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
in Real Madrid together, and
Yeah.
he played in Bilbao. Then talking about, I mean, Pochettino. I know
Mm.
you know Pochettino very
Of
well. I played
course,
against, I
it's,
mean,
it's a coach
Guardiola.
for, yeah, yeah, in England. He's now in
Yeah,
England. Yes. Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
Oh,
and I mean, played against
that's
Guardiola. My rivalry or playing against Guardiola was, I mean, from the junior team when he was in junior team of Barcelona, and I was in the junior team of Real Madrid. We
mm,
playing against
mm.
each other, and
That's
uh, so many other, I mean, football legends. I mean, that's
yes,
we
yes.
have played
This is
together.
really,
I played against Simeone too, because I know
okay.
you know that means Simeone,
Yeah.
that's the coach of Atletico Madrid,
Madrid. Wow.
and
Simeone.
uh,
Yes, yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
so
Atletico Madrid.
many,
Yes. Wow. Just
so many other players.
that's really we can't buy that. That's experience. And there's this picture that whilst I was doing out my research, carrying out my research, I saw that Nigeria played against Argentina. What was it playing against Maradona? Because I saw you're in close proximity with Maradona, a tackle that just thought that wow, what was it playing against you know Maradona, please?
Well, it was great. Actually, just, I mean, like playing against any other player, but I mean, you know, well, how do I put it? Uh, the
Euphoria or
yeah, Furia or anything. I mean, surrounding. I mean, Maradona when he is on the field
yes,
and all that.
yes.
You know, I mean, he was, if not the best at that
Mhm, mhm,
moment, one of the
mhm,
best
mhm,
in history. And
mhm.
playing against him, you wouldn't want him to do anything to to hurt your team and all that, which he did actually against us. But nevertheless, I mean, we tried and to curtail him, and then we tried to put him in check, and I mean, not allowing him to do most of the things that I mean he
Yes.
normally
Yeah. Yeah.
does on the
Mm,
field during that period. I
mhm.
mean, it was I mean period when we were just I mean coming up. It was our first World Cup. We didn't have too much experience then, but at least I mean we did our best I mean, to make sure. But I mean, unfortunately, they beat us 2-1. But
Mm.
eventually, we went through to the second round, I mean, which Italy did another this thing for us.
Yes.
Which I mean, the
Yes.
match which we had already won,
It's-
and we lost it to
yeah.
2 minutes to the end.
Oh yes. If I'm not, please correct me if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, is it the West Half years now? Which West Half when you're playing the Italian team?
Yeah, in 1994, it was I mean West Half that was I mean
Yes. Okay.
the
That
coach
was that was playing against Baggio.
Baggio. Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. That's what I just wanted to confirm. Um, are you into the coaching? Do you have a coaching badge? Are you a coach? Do
Yes, I
you
have a coaching badge. I have a UEFA Pro license,
okay?
which I
Okay.
acquired in 2008, 2009.
Okay.
Uh, but I mean, I'm not exercising as a coach
Oh,
at the
okay.
moment.
Okay.
But I'm working as a La Liga ambassador representing La Liga in Nigeria.
Okay. That's good. Um, I know you might want to be very how do I put it now? Reserved or maybe about this next question. Your thoughts on the new foreign coach for being employed by the NFF. What's your thoughts about that?
Well, I don't know because I I don't know him. I've not seen him in any uh, team coaching any team. Well, he might be experienced. I mean, probably that's why they went for him. Uh, and let's just, I mean, hope that I mean it's going to be a very good, I mean, signing for Nigeria.
Okay. So I know you are being reserved and being on that. The Samuel Eto'o
Okay.
is the head of the Cameroon FA now. Do you think
Yeah.
we are ready for such in Nigeria?
Ready for such, I
Yeah,
won't be able to say
a player,
if
a player
ready. I
taking the
mean, taking the
taking
why not? I mean, Nigeria is always ready, and I mean but if any is going to get there, is I mean the problem, not I mean a matter of I mean being ready or not.
mhm, mhm.
For a position, I mean somebody that is experienced. I mean he has played, for example, like Ito that we are talking about. He has played, he has seen it all. He has, I mean, been up there and all that, and I mean, he
Yes.
has experience. So why not? And
Mhm,
we have, I mean, so many Nigerian players that have seen it all. They have seen the way football has been, and I mean, why not?
yes.
Why we're not ready? But the question is, I mean, if any Nigerian players, I mean, is going to get there because of, I mean, the structure and the this thing that is in Nigeria, and I mean the way things are. That's I mean just I mean the only question you ask.
Hmm, okay. Okay. So let's divert a little. Seeing the present crops of our players now, what's the difference between when you were playing then and now with the with the present players when you were playing for the national team and with the present crops of players that we have now? What do you think are few of the difference, maybe one or two difference that you can
Well, I mean, it's a tricky question, and which I always I mean try to avoid. But nevertheless, I'm going to talk about it. I mean, there is no basis of I mean comparing during our time. I mean, those are the I mean the period, and that period is different from now. Now they have everything. Then we had, I mean, very little. We used our just, we had little resources, little technology, and all that, which, I mean, can enhance and make you do well and go at that. But now we have, I mean, so many things, technology and everything, which, I mean, we have now. So if we're talking about, I mean, whether it was, I mean, good, yes, our period was good because we had, I mean, successes. But I believe that, I mean, by the time these, I mean, players, I mean, when they get, I mean, during this period, it's a period in which they can even get more than what we did, do more than what we did, because of, I mean, what has changed, what they have. I mean, they have, I mean, a lot of things, I mean, a lot of possibilities, a lot of facilities, a lot of technologies and all that to make them excel. So that's, I mean, just, I mean, the difference.
Okay.
I believe, I mean, Nigeria can attain it because we have, I mean, the players. Most of the players, I mean, they are doing very well in their clubs and all that. So
Yes.
I don't see any reason why in the nearest future, I mean, we cannot see something that will surpass what, I mean, we did in 94.
Okay. Yeah. Talking about the club level, which you just mentioned now, and most of the players are are here in England, and they are playing for their different clubs in Europe. Sorry, and they are playing for their different clubs. And especially, I want to make a reference to what's happening here in England. Um, the preparation for the AFCON. I'm sure you must have been following it as an ex
Yeah.
footballer, and you feature in AFCON, and there have been backlash, especially on Patrick Vieira, and and the association of what's it called, English clubs, saying that they won't allow African players to feature in AFCON. And what's your opinion about Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool manager, saying the AFCON is just a little competition? What's your opinion about all that?
Well, my opinion, firstly, everybody has a right to say what I mean, he feels, and that's his own opinion. And AFCON is not just a small competition, but I mean, that's, I mean, his opinion. And I mean, he's in his right to say whatever he wants to say. I know why he's saying that, because of, I mean, of his players. I can understand, but the fact still remains that, I mean, AFCON is a competition for African and the European Nations Cup is for European. And I mean, I think we might be thinking that, I mean, the European, yeah, because of, I mean, the glamour and everything that is behind it, but there is glamour with AFCON in Africa too. And I mean, that's our own pride in Africa. And I mean, that's, I mean, what, I mean, we play. So he has his own opinion, and one can only understand, I mean, his opinion, but we, every other person has, I mean, have their opinion too. So I I wouldn't say anything, I mean, more than that. But I mean, I know why he's saying it. He doesn't want to lose his, I mean, players, because, I mean, they are very important players, and I mean, those players, I mean, are from Africa, and he doesn't want to lose them.
Okay, all right, fair enough. What tournament or game would you say was a painful loss that you can never forget during your career as a footballer?
Well, there are many matches. I mean, the match against Italy, we already had leading 1-0, and I mean, remaining 2 minutes. I mean, it was, I mean, a very painful one. And the recent one, I mean, before I retire, was, I mean, the final that we played against them in Cameroon. That would have been our third AFCON, and it would have been my second AFCON winning, I mean, for Nigeria. and I mean we lost through penalty shootout in the final in Lagos, and I mean in Lagos for that matter. So it was I mean very painful, very painful one.
Mm, okay, that's good. So I know I read it and I saw the pictures on Google. I know you're a family man. Would you allow any one of your children to pursue a career in football?
Definitely yes. Why not? But the fact is that I mean uh, they are interested. Well, I wouldn't say this thing. They used to play basketball, and I mean one is actually playing basketball is I mean Germany at the moment.
Oh,
She's in uh, Basket and Dusseldorf
oh,
playing basketball, and why won't I allow them to do sports and or play football if they are really interested? So
mm, mm,
yes, I mean
okay,
I will allow them to do whatever sport I mean.
okay. No, that's good. This now, if you're let's say you're you're a coach and you're being called upon by you know by Africa now that you should choose first 11 against the rest of the world. So who are your first 11 against the rest of the world that you're going to choose to play? To play against them.
Oh, that's going to be very difficult. I mean, because I mean we have I mean so many players in Africa that I mean doing very well. But I can only mention them in just a few. Probably I might not be able to go up to the 11, but I mean, firstly, I will take Mane, I will take Salah,
Okay.
uh, I will take the goalkeeper of Chelsea,
Okay.
and then I will take Ndidi,
Okay.
Ndidi, and uh, well, let me just leave it at at that because
Okay.
there are so many other
It
players
might not
now
necessarily
that.
be. It might not necessarily be the current players. It might not necessarily be.
Oh, okay.
I'm still leaving
You
room
mean
for. I'm still leaving room for for you
for
can.
old players too?
Yes,
Well,
and
definitely
yes.
I will take Kanu, I will take Okocha,
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
take Drogba.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will take Eto'o.
Okay. That's a few. Yeah.
Uh,
Mm, mm, mm.
who
So,
again?
Ibero song. What's his
Yes,
name?
I will take Song.
Uh,
Uh,
in Nigeria, you've mentioned Nigeria already. So where
yeah.
again? Anyone from the North Africa up
Yeah, I
there?
mentioned them in Salah.
Okay, okay,
I mean, even with I will take Mares.
okay. Yes, the Leicester. Yes, yeah, yeah.
I will take Mares.
That's good. I just want to know, that okay. These are the
I
people
already
that
pick
okay.
Salah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We have
yeah.
quite a number of African players.
Yes,
That are
yes,
doing very
yes.
greatly, and they will always
That's good.
be be great
Yeah,
in the world.
yeah. So, sir, if you're to play alongside any of these two, Ronaldo or Messi, who will you play alongside?
I would like to be with the two of them because I will
you
know that
no,
it's
you
sure
need to choose.
that is
You
sure
need to
that
choose
we
one.
are going to win
You
any
need to
team
choose one.
being with
You need to.
two of them. It is sure that we're going to win any teams. So, well, I mean,
Uh,
it's okay. I mean, I like, I mean, both of them. They are two different players. I mean,
mhm,
I'm the two best
mm,
in the world. And
mm,
for the past 15 years, I mean, they have been doing very greatly. And I mean,
mm,
nobody will want to leave one and I mean, pick one for his team. I mean, if it's possible, one we want to, I mean, have them, I mean, the two of them in the team. And I mean, they have really done well. They've, I mean, made the world happy and I mean,
mhm,
made everybody love, I mean, football and all that.
mhm.
So, I think I mean it's just it's I love I mean both of them, though they have I mean different characteristics and all that.
Yes,
But I mean
yes,
I
yes.
just I mean leave it there.
That's good. I haven't retired from football, so what area? Okay, you said the ambassadorial role. That is what you that was going to be. You mentioned it before, so it's the ambassadorial role. So, do you miss playing football? Your playing days. Do you miss it?
Yes, of course. I mean most I mean times I miss yeah I miss sometimes I wish that I mean maybe we have bring back the hands of time and
Clock.
you know I mean the
Okay.
clock and but it's law of life. I mean, you just have to
Mhm.
move on. But
Yes.
actually, when I miss football, I just I mean go out there to play with friends. I mean, all stars and all
Oh,
that. I
that's
just
good.
feel good. I mean, with myself.
That's good. So I know this is everywhere. You know, people have been talking about this of recent. Racism in sports. Do you ever experience anything like that during your career in Spain? Do you experience anything of such?
Yeah, no, I mean, not really, not really, and probably I don't know the extent. Yeah, I read and I mean listen to extent. I mean that I mean, the racism is. But I mean during our time, yes, I don't always feel that I mean it's racism. I always feel because I mean when I was in Nigeria too, you are playing against any other club. When you go there the opponents, fans, I mean, they will abuse you, they will
Yeah.
do different things to you and all that. And I mean, I never thought of it, I mean, as I mean, raising that. So when I got here, when I was in Real Madrid B, I mean, other teams, fans, they will abuse you, they will do, and I always, I mean, not in a racist, I mean, way, I
Okay.
mean, but I
Okay.
mean, in a way that, I mean, for to destabilize you when you are playing and all that.
Mhm, mhm.
But I mean, I got used to it. I mean, I never thought, I mean, anything was, I mean, racism then. So I never felt or thought about it as, I mean, racism, you understand? And
Yes. Yes.
as long as I play my football,
Yes.
nobody touches me, nobody
Yeah.
do anything to me and all that. I only think of it, I mean, as opponents that fans that doesn't want you to beat their team, and I mean nothing afterwards and all like that. So
Mhm,
I never experienced anything awkward or anything. I mean, like
mhm,
that when I
mhm.
was playing here.
That's really well.
The only thing I
I've heard of
experienced
this.
was warming up in one day, and they were, I mean, somebody was drinking, and I mean, just I mean, poured this thing to me, but I mean, I just I mean saw it as a beer to me,
Okay.
and all that.
Okay.
I mean, while I was I mean warming up and all that, I mean, but
Oh,
I saw
oh,
it
okay.
as
Got it.
things that happen in
Okay.
football and not
Yeah. Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Before my last question, I just want to encourage our people to place our fans to please subscribe to our channel, like, follow us on our YouTube channel, First Influencers, and on our Facebook. Um, yeah, the last one is any word for aspiring young player that wants to come into football. Any word of encouragement to them.
Yes, I mean, well, I always encourage young upcoming footballers that discipline is very, very important. Dedication and determination. Whatever you want to do, discipline is very, very important. I mean, even if we're not in football, in I mean, life, generally, if you're not disciplined, I mean, you're going to go, I mean, the wrong way. So I always, I mean, tell them that I mean they should be disciplined and they should focus on what I mean they are doing, and they should just I mean go and go for what I mean they
Mm,
aspire in life.
mm. That's good. On behalf of First Influencers and Health Media, I want to say a big thank you for honoring us, for sharing your wealth of experience in the world of football with us. We're so happy that you're able to shed light on all those things which you learned from you. And I'm sure our fans too, they've been, of course, there have been lots of comments which they've been like, oh, is this headmaster, everybody knows who Mutiu Adepoju is. We're so happy that you honored us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we
you. I mean,
hope
it's my pleasure.
that next time, there'll always be next time, we'll come back again, that you will
Yeah, no
give
problem.
us time. Thank you very much for this. So
No, it's
until
my pleasure.
next
You're
time,
welcome.
it's bye bye from us. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.